Breaches have unfortunately become part of our digital world. They happen around the globe. They happen right here in Maine. We are not immune. You've heard about them happening in hospitals, major businesses, including Hannaford, all kinds of places. And when these breaches occur, they put your personal customer information at risk. So how do you handle these things as just a regular person? Rich Brooks, our tech guy from Flight New Media in Portland, has given this some thought. So let's start with this, Rich. We hear about these, they're big stories, but how common are data breaches?
Rob, unfortunately, they are incredibly common. In fact, in just the first half of last year, over 1 billion people were affected by data breaches. So the chances are you've already been affected, and if somehow you haven't been, it's only a matter of time.
All right, so let's go through the scenarios of what happens. You say you get a notification that there has been a data breach and you are one of the consumers affected. What should be your first step?
Don't panic, as hard as that may be, but do read through the breach information. It's going to tell you what information was actually exposed. Was it just your email address, or was it also important financial information, passwords, social security number? Knowing that will help you decide what to do next.
All right, that's first step. Not the last step, though. How do you proceed from there?
All right, so first, change your passwords. We've talked about this in the show before. You never want to replicate your passwords. You always want to use fresh passwords on each account, and you might even want to think about using 2FA, two-factor authentication. But start with the accounts that were exposed in the breach, and then move on to any important financial information as well, financial accounts, and also your email. Second step is go to the 3 credit bureaus and set up what's called a fraud alert. That's going to let any potential creditor know that they need to verify your identity before opening an account under your name. And third, if you're really worried about this, you can go to those same credit bureaus and set up what's called a security freeze on your accounts. That basically locks everything down, and no one will be able to even run a credit report without your permission.
All right, there's 3 excellent steps, but that's not the end of what one should do, right?
Correct.
More to come?
Correct. Yeah, so the next thing that you probably want to do is just kind of keep an eye out. Like, are you starting to see credit reports or credit checks or unsuspected payments that you may not have made but are showing up on your account? So pay attention to those. You can also go to annualcreditreports.com, see if there's been any credit checks on your account or if anything's been opened under your name. That's a free service, and that will also alert you to any suspicious activity.
There are various credit monitoring services that always pop up after there's been a widespread breach. How should people approach or not approach those?
Well, a lot of times the company whose information was breached will allow you to use these services for free. So definitely take advantage of those. It may be redundant if you've taken all the steps I've mentioned so far, but it's an extra level of security and it's free, so why not take advantage?
After something like this happens, people are understandably jittery, even a little paranoid. What are some of the red flags that they should be looking out for that are genuine concerns?
Good question. If you've done everything so far, the next thing I would be worried about are phishing attempts. So criminals can take the little bit of data that may have been exposed, like an email address, and use that to craft really compelling emails, text, and even phone calls to get more information so they can steal your identity. So you get a call from the bank and it feels a little janky to you, hang up, call the main number. If you get an email or a text similar to that, never click on those links. Always go to the app or the website directly, because that way you'll know that anything that's happening is legitimate.
These are all things that you do after the crime has occurred. Obviously, the best thing is prevention. What are some of the proactive steps that we can take to protect ourselves?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, having unique, strong passwords in every account, enabling 2FA. One other thing you can do is you can go to a website called haveibeenpwned.com, and pwned is spelled P-W-N-E-D. And this will let you know if any of your email addresses have been exposed during a data breach, and you can even set up alerts to let you know if it happens in the future. The bottom line is we live in a very technologically connected society, which offers us a lot of benefits, but it also creates some new threats. So if you are proactive and you take advantage of these opportunities to protect yourself, you should be in good shape going forward.
Excellent advice. Let's hope that we all learn from it. Rich Brooks from Flight New Media. A pleasure. Thank you so much, Rich.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're going to be back with more of 207 right after this.